All right, let's take a look at some updates on the G7. Day one, 2021 G7 Summit is in the UK. G7 is the global seven, by the way, which is represented by the seven world major economies: Britain, France, Germany, US, Italy, Japan, and Canada. Britain, France, Germany, the US, Italy, Japan, and Canada. The agenda: the global tax rate, aid for countries and climate change. We're on the decade. Oh, the Queen, who's the real world leader, by the way, held dinner for world leaders. Man, I have so much to say outside of crypto here. So, COVID's still on the agenda, and the G7. My gosh, what a complete. Why is it important for the G7 and the world economy and the New World Order and the Great Reset to get back on course for 2030? If those are things you've never heard before or conspiratorial to you, please stop, check out of crypto, and go down a fascinating research road that will lead you into those things that are not conspiratorial. There's an obvious agenda within the global economy and global stage for one, standardization of passports. One, listen, let's be open-minded here. Let's not be conspiratorial. This is just a world agenda that makes sense to some, that is frightening to others, based on books, probably hyper exaggeration, ignorance, and the truth is always somewhere in the middle. So what I see is an evolving world, decade by decade, but that's micro, century by century. Where we're going is this: Trump's presidency put a bump, some say, in the time frame of a new world order, which may benefit humanity. In no way am I not saying it won't, because I don't know. I like to I like to try to read up on something that is unexplainable and unspeakable, and that's Zen. And it meaning we have no idea what is good for us, what is bad for us, what is right and wrong. Those are all hypothetical things. A little off track here, but point being is maybe is my answer to everything. This is the best thing, whatever this example is, to ever happen to you. Maybe it's the worst thing. Maybe it's when we dissect events outside of one big event, this is what happens to us, and we get very anxious. So what I see when I zoom out outside of crypto, and I'm more, by the way, this is where I feel more comfortable in my wheelhouse with politics, because I don't have an opinion as intensely or as passionately as some, because I could never reside within a party or box. I can't have fixed opinions, and I can never have a fixed mindset. And if I run into someone with like-minded ideas and philosophical views as me, I challenge the shit out of them, and I even troll them, because I want to see the depth of where they're coming from and if it's superficial or not. And it challenges myself. So why is this relevant, this little soapbox banter I'm having here? Because I think this is great for crypto. That's why. Why is this great for crypto? Biden is, love him or like him, I have no opinion. I am neutral, okay? I'm friendly fire here. I'm only observing from the outside. Is good for a world economy and the global reset and new world order. Why is that good for crypto and probably humanity in general moving forward? Poverty. Believe it or not, American poverty is something that gets addressed and talked about often, but it's nothing compared to the world poverty level. Anyone who's traveled worldwide, and I mean outside of your 4-star hotels on Expedia, and I only did this through my military travels and then accidentally through some adventures I got in where I met the salt of the earth, if you will, my people who I identify with. Bartering people, merchants, back alley, regular people, man, out there grinding, removed, far from moved. And what you see is poverty is disgusting. And some countries' basic necessities that we absolutely take for granted and can piss on and complain about all day here are seen as treasures. This is the reality. What do we do with it? Do you feel guilty? No. Do you feel bad? No. I had no choice in being born here in America, nor did you. So we're like being born in Rome 2,000-3,000 years ago. We're at the top of the pecking. So what are we going to do with it? Well, here we are in crypto. But this G7 has a real agenda with increasing how many people and countries get out of poverty. You know, some can argue that they don't, but Biden is not defiant and not ultra nationalist like Trump was. So that's good. He's going to be more of a team player. As Merkel from Germany said, having someone like Biden is a welcome return to the world so they can get more collaboration done. So what we're going to have is most likely in the near future, a UN that is a universal military that is in charge of world affairs, some form of World Health Organization that is the end all be all, one form of world currency. As we expand galactically, that's where we're going. We're going to start space exploration. And why does this tie in? Because we will need unification as a globe at some point. This is an opinion. It's not anything I'm trying to start an argument with. So having the Biden administration in the G7 right now is really probably a better step for crypto than it isn't. Now, whether that means this weekend there won't be some created FUD, who cares? That's expected. Every time news comes out of FUD, that's a buying point. That's an entry point for some institution, some government. I think the South American events over the last few days and the speed and how quickly they've been expedited in implementing legislation for Bitcoin as a form of currency and legal tender has maybe caught in the eyes of IMF, like Casey was speaking of earlier. But Biden, to me, like any U.S. president, is a puppet and has an agenda for more of the world stage, more than American interests. Again, I don't know if that's good or bad. We're a fat and happy and healthy country, most of us. I don't live an abundant life, but what I'm getting at is, comparatively speaking, globally, we are fit. We're high on the horse. So not everybody. I've been poor, like real poor, not homeless poor. Anyway, so I get that. We're not, I'm not trying to diminish anyone's hardships out there, but so Biden is a good resource for the G7 because all those world leaders see him as someone who will collaborate, who will bend over. And I'm interested to see, who's not included in the G7 is a lot of Asian countries, all of them. I mean, Japan, but China and Russia. Shocker. Two countries, Iran, not in G7. Interesting. But it's the top 7 economies and China's not included. So China has an interest in the digital yen. China has an interest in devaluing the U.S. dollar. We are at all type of cyber wars. The days of tanks and bombs and airplanes and nukes are probably long gone, but cyber war, intel war, ransomware war, technology war, that whatever you want to call it, combat, conflict, war, intel rights, that's where we're at. So you can hate on China and the way they govern compared to our form of governing, but they do have an interest in seeing, in my opinion, long-term, seeing crypto succeed because it devalues the U.S. dollar. G7, the global summit, they don't care about the U.S. dollar for right now. It's backed by most everything, the biggest hitters in whales, but that's going to change as we adopt digital currencies. So this weekend, I'm predicting less FUD than expected. I don't know what kind of level of FUD everyone is expecting, but Biden long-term in this administration, He's going to get elected in 2024. It's so hard to get out the incumbent president. Trump was an anomaly. It rarely happens. So we're going to get 8 years of this Biden administration pushing us to 2030 with the likes of some very progressive liberal leaders in the G7. I don't care. Politically, I have no opinion here on whether it's good or not. I am narrowly minded, focused on crypto and how it applies for our investments. So Biden administration over the course of the next 6 to 8 years, good. Trump not liking Bitcoin, probably good. The G7 will slow it down. The IMF will slow it down for positions and manipulation in games. But there's no hurry. They're not missing out on anything because they can control the markets at any point. So each day we'll see what the markets do. But so far, wrapped up day one today, and not much price action has changed. Alts are slowly going down. If I look here, Bitcoin is just kind of steadily hanging around. I call it a slow drip. I'm watching Godzilla and Honey Badger, Theta and T-Fuel, drop down to price points a couple weeks ago before they took off 30-40%. But I don't care. Currently I'm not day trading. And this weekend could just be a weekend where I have to turn off the phone, the computer, check in with my brother Casey. But I will be happily busy at the University of Arizona in Tucson. I'm an Arizona guy. And very proud, non-crypto related, but since I'm talking to myself and it's my channel, I'll talk about my teenage boys real quick. Being freshmen, about to be sophomores, invited down to the varsity unofficial invite camp to U of A. So it's all for the varsity players, first and second string, and my boys who'll be sophomore both got invites. Not a lot of sophomores, if any, did. You got to be playing varsity, which is really cool. So I'm going to be down there. We're going to tour the campus, meet coaches and staff. It's unofficial visit, of course, and then do some seven. So very excited. But anyway, the point of saying that is I'm going to be focused on that this weekend and not where Bitcoin might be. And then hopefully by next week, we'll be back to normal and FUD will be away. So I'll Casey and I'll be in contact regularly. Check out our Twitters, of course, for G7 summit updates and whatnot regularly. But yeah, very excited to keep growing and getting on here. And obviously, we're going to try to jump on, do more lives, do more videos, even if it's repeated, get more tags out there and more growth and just get more comfortable doing this. So, I know I'm talking to myself right now, and that's okay because down the road, we'll gain some viewers and we can look back and get better. But I'd like to know, I'd love it if whoever is going to listen to these videos and watch these participate with questions, suggestions. What are some things you look at? Because Casey and I have the luxury of having two heads in this together. So where he misses things, I see some things he might not be focusing on. So again, it's just two sets of eyes is better than one. But if anyone else would like to join in and bring an angle or perspective that they think they have that we don't, please, we would welcome that. I would hope that we know you in some way, just so we can have some fun, because this is for fun. By the way, it's fun. A lot of things are fun. I was just having this talk on what things I enjoy. I really like caffeine. Hold on. I have two modes. Caffeinated or stoned. So, just kidding. Let's take a look. Let's take a look real quick, see what things are at. I don't really want to. Sorry about the shaking. No earthquakes here. Good God. I'm going to look up some market stuff and see what we got here. All right. So, just taking a quick peek. Yeah, pretty much exactly where we were at this morning. Bitcoin just cruising, kind of steadily up. Currently, within the last 24, up a couple percent after its 12% decline. And it's hovering in the low 37s. And there was a lot of talk of this thing going down to 32, 33 flashing down. But look at this. This is nuts. This is what's so fun. I like where we're at in this market. You know what I love hearing people say, experience crypto not say? We've never seen anything like this before. Awesome. So we're all in this together. I don't want it predictable because if I'm predicting it and I'm a knucklehead, what does that mean the real players from MIT and all their supercomputers are doing? Double fucking this is what they're going to do. Remember, just because Bitcoin and crypto is going to be adopted mainstream worldwide, yay, we're all going to celebrate. Fuck no, we're not going to all celebrate. This is a pyramid. Life is a pyramid. And you and I, we're like way down here. Okay? This isn't some conspiratorial. This is whoever's running our presidency. Money, basically. Mana, God. Okay? I'm just trying to get some in here. But they will get theirs. We're so early, we got to deal with this that you're just hoping that you can pick up some Ethereum at $2,000, which, by the way, it looks like this weekend it's going to be on sale. Just funny, though. Bitcoin cruising up, not hurting, mid-37s. You'd think when you look at that over the last couple of weeks, we'd be in good shape. No. The entire alt market cap just disgusting, actually. I mean, long term, it's fine. But zooming in here like we're doing, this is what I call zooming in. When you look at crypto daily, you might as well just grab a microscope, grab a blood sample, and go watch your blood. Your blood chemistry go at it. It's combat. Pathogens. Microscopic organisms just battling in our bloodstream. And that's what daily, zooming in on this shit is like. It's exhausting, and you got to zoom out and go, oh, all of it works together, and long term we're going to be okay. I mean, I see a sale here. Oh, I wish I had money, Cardano. Stop shaking. Casey, your Polkadot's going to be down below 20 this weekend. Look at these prices. Amazing. Oh, Theta, Godzilla, down in the 7s again. Hold on. It just threw up since I went all in. Actually, I went in all in on T-Fuel. Let's see. T-Fuel, you know what? Let's go, fucking T-Fuel. It's not doing great. It's down. It hit 65 cents like 2 days ago. It's at 48 cents. I mean, a month ago it's at 25 cents, so we're in good shape. I got to invert these charts because, you know what, since this is live and I'm just fucking around with myself here. Is cussing bad? Am I going to get banned or something? No, because I don't have any viewers. So, yeah, I mean, that's what T-Fuel did. This is probably dumb. Let's see. Oh, okay. Technical analysis here. Well, anyway, that thing went up to 65 cents there a couple of days ago. I bought in way back here. Well, way back here, and then bought back in here, then back here. Dollar cost averaging. So I'm learning. Anyway, I saw it shoot up to 65 while Bitcoin was taking a dump, and now that Bitcoin's recovering, it's taking a dump. I still have faith in T-Fuel and Theta. So as I zoom in this weekend, if I want, I could be down in Tucson or today, and that thing could drop to $5. Theta. T-Fuel down back into 29-cent range. The reason I identify as a honey badger is I don't give a fuck. I mean, of course I give a fuck because it's money. I don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars in. I only have currently like $180,000 in. So not much. Just kidding. Try like 1% of that. Maybe 10% of that. But enough where I've written off. By the way, if you want to know my investment strategies, which I know no one does, and frankly, let me teach you what not to do. Trade a lot, panic, FOMO, get emotional, have a bad day, focus in too much, check charts by the second. Yeah, that's a really great way to completely sabotage your portfolio. But actually, having been through that, I'm at a point where I'm really embracing the honey badger. I want to see Bitcoin crash, not these alts. I want to see Bitcoin go down because I know my brother has a lot of money to come in on the side. Screw you. No, I'm very happy because this is a big opportunity for him and on the sidelines to pick up extra positions. But long term, these positions, I mean, someday when I tell someone I have 100,000 T fuel, they're going to throw up and go, oh, how? Because I bought it at 20 cents. And then I watched it go to $1 and crash back down to 40 cents. This is going to happen. So all I'm thinking is I wish I had more money to invest right now. So I would like to see T Fuel, though, rise and be the honey badger I know it is, and do well despite whatever comes out of G7, the summit, the IMF. Isn't it funny how our world is ruled by money? Oh, El Salvador. Oh, you sovereign nation. We don't know if we like what you're doing. Yeah, but we're just El Salvador. Like, can we just do our thing down here in South America? And you all can run around and work too hard and work too much, be stressed out, be fat as fuck, because that's what our world is becoming, a bunch of fat fucks. Sorry if I offend you out there. I'm a skinny little shit. So, either way, we're all the same. But El Salvador just trying to gain some sovereignty and use Bitcoin and what it's philosophically designed for to get out of the way in the hair of the IMF and the big banking motherfuckers will want their greedy little fat, hairy, disgusting fingers and everything. How dare they go, oh, hold on, we're going to check into that. We don't go away. You know what I respect about, listen, this is going to sound weird. Stay with me. About North Korea and Iran, they told the world banking industry to go F themselves. Do you ever notice that's why they're so evil and so bad? North Korea is going to blow up the world if they could. Iran's going to slit your throats. Yeah, but they're not part of the world banking system either. Huh. Well, that has nothing to do with it, right? They're bad people. We only get our news from one. I've been to the DMZ. I've been to China. I've been to places that I was told narratively through our media and the people we're supposed to look up to and trust that these are these people and here's how they are. Guess what I found out over there? They're saying the same shit about us. It's a funny little game going on. Russians think we're out to spy on them, and every post made over there is an American spy. Dude, we're scary. America, CIA. So every bit of fear that's being instilled, North Korea is horrible, and look at what they do politically. They just don't want any fucking interference from the IMF, the World Banking Organization, the pyramid. They don't want to be a part of no Great Reset. I mean, to each his own, I suppose. But anyway, so as South America breaks off into a form of sovereign currency, because that's what money is. It's agreed upon. You were born into a system with green dollar bills and now plastic cards. Before that, it was gold coins and silver. You know what I love about watching Westerns is when the cowboy or person would come in and toss down some unknown ridiculous piece of chunk of gold and say, I need a bottle of whiskey and a bedroom for 3 nights and some food and 2 of your finest women. And the bartender is like, oh, coming right up, sir. So before that, it was, hey, I've got a bunch of corn I can give you, and I need a bunch of that salt. Perfect. So now we are agreeing upon an exchange of a dollar bill, a paper, and some coins. So when I give someone 20 of those and they give me something back, it's an agreed upon exchange, right? I'm not talking down to anyone, by the way. We've advanced that to then electronic, digital. And some of our grandmas, I'm in my 40s, some of our, not parents maybe, but their parents saw the transition of checkbooks and cash is king to here's a plastic Visa card and it's going to come out of your bank account. Do you see? That took 10 years to integrate. And then PayPal, Venmo, those took time to integrate. God, Amazon was tried to Amazon. The sabotage on Amazon and e-commerce worldwide was phenomenal until they realized it was going to win. Amazon makes crypto look like a baby and its volatility. More people bet against e-commerce and what we currently live in, the world we live in, than bet for it. Just keep that in mind. More people bet against crypto currently than bet on it. Because more people are oblivious. They're so fucking scared of never mind. People are distracted right now, if you know what I mean. People are distracted and not paying attention. And frankly, if I was 20 years old in 2021, I wouldn't be paying attention either. I'd fit right in with this very new age, sensitive, progressive world. Hey, look, I'm sensitive, okay? I got made fun of for being a redhead, fire crotch, skinny. How is skinny shaming still allowed, by the way? So if I'm tough on fat people, I'm kidding, by the way. Fat, skinny, tall, short, none of us can be perfect enough. You ever notice that? So, yeah, anyway, but it is funny in a sensitive cancel culture that you can still skinny shame. My wife, who would not appreciate this, is gorgeous, very secure with her physique, and it's perfect. 5'8", 120 pounds, with just perfect. She gets asked almost daily, "Are you eating?" by a fat person too. Look, where I'm going is this is not okay. So if I'm offending anyone, I'm sorry. And if you don't do this, I'm sorry, and I don't really mean it. You can blame the rain. Anyway, yeah, we're in some changing times. So exciting times for crypto. But we've seen money, our systems of bartering evolve. And so here we are in digital currency, and it makes a lot of sense. So when I give you $100 and you give me something in return, what's backing that 100 is some gold that you and I will never touch, some gold that you and I will never see, and some bank you'll never be able to go to. And we don't even know if it's in those banks. All the gold could have got swallowed up by the earth, and you would never know. The game goes on. And now we can print more of these dollar bills to put in your hands and catch you not paying attention, driving the price of the dollar down. I just got $5 given to me by the government. Isn't that cool? Because I like free money. And then in a year, the gallon of milk for $3 is $6, and your $5 is still losing. So I like the idea of non-inflationary cryptocurrencies. I like the idea of mind your own business and let me buy a house without the 75 middlemen that I have to pay to process for a house purchase. You can see why the governments and the IMFs and the banking systems are scared to death of crypto and how radically it changes our entire world. This is more than investing. This is more than cool technology. This is a philosophical concept that started in 2008 when a lot of people got screwed. And I'm not one to preach victimness, but in 2008, for some of you younger folks that weren't around, that was 13 years ago. If you're 25, you were 12. Okay. I'm 43, so I was 30. I directly experienced 2008. I was 50% at fault as well. And what I mean is this. I'm a U.S. tax-paying citizen. I've been paying taxes since I was 15 because I started working when I was 15. And for 25 years, I paid taxes. And those taxes gave me things in return, right? I think we all understand this system. And sometimes we like where those tax money goes, and sometimes we don't. Look into your local politics more than your national. Local politics are much more important. So in 2008, I purchased a house for a very fair value. My wife lost her job or saw a reduction of 50% in 2008 to 2009. We were a dual income family. At that point, I worked with the banks for 6 to 9 months. Those banks don't need to be mentioned. We could not come to an agreement of affordable amount with my wife's 50% reduction. Long story short, as this might sound familiar to a lot of you, is we foreclosed, banks sold our house, did not lose money. Our credit was hurt. We rebounded and rebuilt for 5 years. The banks got bailed out by the U.S. government, the Federal Reserve, which has money because of our tax-paying money. So what an amazing full circle that was. To take a loan from a bank who has your money and your credit you have a change in circumstances, you cannot pay said amount, we lose that house and credit is screwed. The bank gets bailed out by the U.S. government with funds from the U.S. taxpayers. Do you see how rigged this system is? Now you can say, well, you shouldn't have bought. That was irresponsible. That's what they want you to say. That's what they want you to think. By golly, credit's your responsibility. If you're under that illusion, then you are very well brainwashed into the system. You're probably wearing a mask. I'm kidding. No offense. I do what you have to do. I'm a jerk here, okay? I have brain damage, but I have a good immune system, so I'm lucky. But I also have a dysfunctioning brain. Keep that in mind. So anyway, that screwed a lot of people's lives up. We were able to recover. I was working for the city. By the way, we took huge pay cuts for the city as well. No one ever thinks firefighters, public safety can take pay cuts. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, we took pay cuts. Pensions got rearranged. A lot of people's lives. So the inception of crypto. Did the CIA create it? Maybe. Did some genius alien create it? Maybe. Did someone send it back in a time capsule machine through a wormhole? Maybe. But here we are, and we're seeing a radical transformation once again. So thank goodness for 2008 demise in the banking system. It taught us all a lesson. The banking system hasn't changed. They're a little bit more stringent with who they give loans out to. At the end of the day, though, they get bailed out, and we don't. You do not get bailed out. So crypto is a form of another road to financial freedom if you can withstand the ups and downs, which is why it's important to zoom out, which is why it's important to try to get money in and then just move on with your life like any other investment. Do you obsess with your stocks? Because we have stocks. I invest in stocks as well, traditional markets through 401s. I've never looked at those, never thought twice because they're not volatile. Crypto is. But in 4 years, no one has ever lost money with Bitcoin unless you traded. But if you bought Bitcoin 4 years ago from any given date, you are not down. Just let that sink in. Do you have 4 years? Are you in such a hurry? So to me, I talk a lot about 2030 as some goal because I got in 2020. It's a decade. Puts me around 50, early 50s. That is not my end goal. There is no end goal. This is something that my kids will continue to invest in and build as we adopt and go to this. They won't have to deal with this. Just like there's a 40-year-old dad or 50-year-old dad that at 20 invested in Amazon in 1998 and probably lost a lot of years watching it go like this and being told it's going to die and never go anywhere. But here they are. And now they own 10,000 shares or 100,000 shares of Amazon because they bought it for a dime or $1. The rest is history. And crypto is not even Amazon. It's the internet. It's the next internet. Just look up blockchain. The decentralization of money is one aspect. But cryptography, cryptographics, that's a science. It's a form of science, and it is absolutely mind-blowing. So very fascinating stuff. So anyway, as we get more G7 updates, I will get on here and post. A lot of this, again, is for practice. A lot of this is just rambling from my 300 milligrams of rain. And for anyone that actually, out there that watch this, my brother and I have two different points of view we come at, and it's fun because we both know that we're not right. We have no idea. I'll be the first to say that, we both step out of our conversations at the end of the day going, we have no idea. It's okay. It's a good place to be because you can never know completely. So one thing that I've heard in crypto not to do is trust your feelings. I completely disagree. It depends on how in touch you are instinctually with your sensitives and your sensations and feelings. I'm a weirdo, so I'm very in touch with those. My instincts lead my life and have for 4 years and have not served me wrong. Prior to that, I led with my head. Had a lot of success, but found more trouble. So I lead with my instincts now, and if it just works. It's the only thing I trust. Something the universe or God gave to us that's Absolutely perfect. So learn to trust that, and then you can make decisions on what you want to do. All right, everybody. We will be back and update. Casey will have some new info coming up soon. Thanks a lot.